What's up everyone? Leo here and welcome back to the Diaz Traveling Show, episode number 6. We have just finished our time here in Austria. Where to even start? When we arrived, it was a lot colder than in Greece. You could feel the chill in the air, it was super windy, and we were feeling a bit run down. To make matters even worse, when we got on the train, we didn't know that we had to validate our tickets, and guess who got pulled out of the train? That's right, us. After trying to talk our way out of our tickets, we managed to only pay half, which was nice, but still put a damper to the start of our trip, and we were feeling a bit grumpy. After finally arriving to our awesome Airbnb, we were able to drop our bags and hit up a grocery store. From here, we took a much needed day off from exploring to re-energize. As well, it was pretty soggy outside, so we were all okay with that. Only problem was that it was freezing in our flat, and it just added to our misery. Austria wasn't looking very popular in our eyes, but once the rain let up, we were off to explore the city. We eventually warmed up to the city, literally, as firstly, it would eventually get sunnier in the next couple of days, and we finally figured out how to adjust the heat in the Airbnb. Things were looking up. We walked a lot, and it was both exhausting and fulfilling. Dom did such a great job averaging about, I'd say 15 kilometers per day, and it's great because the kid works for treats. As long as he was getting his ice cream, he would walk anywhere. Now this city is amazing. If anything, the visit here is worth the strolls around the city center, as many of the buildings possess their original style and character. Narrow streets and tall buildings make for a very authentic and worthwhile walk. We did find though that most of the charm was felt in the architecture rather than the people or atmosphere itself, unlike France or Greece. But either way, it was still a great experience marveling at the buildings and the structures. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that they were mean or inconsiderate to us, but in France and Greece and other parts of Europe that we've been to, people would be rubbing Dominic's head, talking to him and making small talk with us. Here in Austria, not so much. They were completely content doing their own thing, which is all good. I wouldn't want to talk to Dominic either. He's a bit weird. Have you seen the kid? I have no idea where he gets it from. The city blends the modern era with the Baroque time period. Yeah, I had to look that one up. And we found ourselves walking down the main shopping strip with store chains that we have seen back home and in other countries, as well as going to an amusement park that is sporting some of the most current thrill rides, which I have to say we were pretty brave and we got a chance to go on a bunch of them. There we go. Except we got stuck on one of them and we had to call for help. 2, 3, 1, 2, push. Oh, we'll just wait here. We'll wait. Oh, something's coming. We even went to a place that was dedicated to Halloween costumes. But seriously, you'd never catch me putting on a costume. Couple this with going to the central cemetery where the likes of Mozart and Beethoven are buried, and then waiting in line at one of the oldest cafes in Vienna where Sigmund Freud used to have his Frappuccino, makes for a pretty epic day.
Hey bud, you gotta try this, right? Here, there's strawberry on here, Dom. Right? Dominic, eat that.
Gotta say, we were all feeling pretty fancy sipping on our hot beverages there. Now, along with exuding in charm with its buildings and sites, Austria, Vienna in particular, is a very organized, clean, and law-abiding city. Coming from other parts of Europe, Austria puts a hammer down on dissenters. And it does make for a nice place to visit, as we never felt like we had to hold on tightly to our belongings, but just make sure that you stay on the favorable side of the law, as the penalties, whether intentional or not, can be quite steep. Just ask Donna about validating our train tickets. Well, that wraps up our time here in Austria. I hope you guys had fun, because we sure did. Be sure to stay tuned for our next adventure. And until then, keep safe, and we'll see you guys soon.